Japan just took an unimaginable action. Their administration implemented a comprehensive reform behind closed doors, integrating XRP into the nation's official payment system. Yes, XRP is accepted as legal tender. Something extraordinary was subtly taking place in the East while everyone else's attention was on the TF approvals, SEC litigation, and the most recent Wall Street and Washington stories. Behind the scenes, Japan was directing a financial revolution that might change the course of digital assets, while the rest of the world was focused on regulatory disputes and crypto drama in the West. Insiders in the field of digital banking started talking about a classified memo from Japan's Financial Services Agency, or FSA, in early April. This upgrade wasn't your typical regulatory one. It was an indication that Japan was getting ready to take a risky step that would establish a new benchmark for the acceptance of cryptocurrencies worldwide. The FSA has reportedly acknowledged XRP as a regulated digital currency that can be used in Japan's national payment system, according to the document. This is a significant step. This indicates that XRP is not just legitimate, but also being positioned as a vital component of the nation's financial system. Compare that with the US, where authorities have been, somewhat anti-crypto. A climate of uncertainty and fear has been fostered by the SASE's crackdown on exchanges, tokens, and even individual investors. However, Japan is going in a totally opposite direction. They're embracing cryptocurrency rather than opposing it. Digital assets are not simply tolerated by the government. They are being actively incorporated into the nation's monetary system, becoming a commonplace aspect of both individuals' and businesses' daily lives. And right in the middle of this change, XRP. You may wonder why XRP. SBI Holdings, a financial giant with strong ties to both traditional banking and the digital asset market, has the answer. With a presence well beyond Japan's boundaries, SBI is among the biggest and most significant financial organizations in Asia. It is difficult to overestimate their impact on the financial markets in the area. However, SBI is more than just a Ripple partner. In actuality, they hold a large portion of the business. Because of their tight relationship, they have been able to advocate for XRP's practical adoption in ways that few other institutions have been able to. Since 2017, Yoshitaka Kitano, their CEO, has been an outspoken and ardent advocate for XRP. He is more than a fan. At the highest echelons of government and finance, he has been a vocal supporter of its application. And now, following years of preparation, everything is coming full circle. Everything is coming together for a significant change in the flow of money in Japan. According to reports, Kitano disclosed in a recent internal shareholder call that several large Japanese banks are getting ready to adopt XRP for both domestic payroll processing and cross-border payments. This program is more than a pilot. It is a concerted effort by some of the largest financial institutions in the nation. Take a moment to process the information. Japanese workers may soon be able to get their salaries in XRP, which would be processed securely and swiftly on the blockchain. This has the potential to alter people's perspectives on finances, savings, and even working abroad. The world is about to pay attention to Japan's peaceful revolution, which is just getting started. At this point, the situation becomes really tragic. Japan, a country renowned for its technological strength and economic tenacity, is currently experiencing a financial tempest unlike anything it has experienced in decades. The value of the yen, the currency of Japan, is rapidly declining. The sharp decline in the value of the yen has rocked international markets and undermined the trust of both citizens and investors. The yen has fallen to multi-decade lows vis the dollar in the past 18 months. The purchasing power of regular people is being eroded by growing inflation. Since bond yields are still negative, investors are being pushed to look for other options as traditional savings become less appealing. Additionally, the Bank of Japan is running out of alternatives. Their response? Inventiveness? They are searching for daring new answers since they have run out of traditional monetary policy options. Additionally, insiders claim that the Japanese government is secretly collaborating with Ripple Labs to investigate XRP as a digital bridge asset that might be used to hedge against yen volatility and stabilize domestic payments. This collaboration might be a game changer for the global cryptocurrency scene as well as Japan's economy. Consider the ramifications. A big global economy like Japan might set the standard for others to follow if it uses a digital asset to sustain its financial system. Countries usually resort to gold, dollars, or stable coins when their fiat currency begins to lose confidence. Although they have their own risks and restrictions, these are regarded as safe havens during emergencies. However, Japan might have just selected XRP. Why? Because XRP is incredibly quick, incredibly inexpensive to send, and optimized for smooth cross-border transactions. It is a digital asset designed to meet the needs of a contemporary, globalized economy. It was developed for enterprise-grade liquidity and is already integrated with SBI infrastructure, one of Japan's financial behemoths. This indicates that it is battle-tested and, perhaps most significantly, that it can easily handle large transaction volumes. XRP has come out stronger after surviving regulatory scrutiny, demonstrating its ability to bounce back from hardship. After battling the SEC for almost 4 years, Ripple emerged stronger than before. Confidence in XRP's long-term sustainability has only grown as a result of this victory. Japan now views it as the safest option in the cryptocurrency space, which is a daring move that has the potential to change the financial landscape for the entire world economy, not just Japan. How feasible is $1,000 XRP then? Let's calculate. The value of the Japanese economy exceeds $5 trillion. The potential demand for XRP could reach hundreds of billions of dollars if even 10% of that value began to be transacted through the coin. There are currently over 55 billion XRP tokens in circulation. Demand will quickly consume supply if Japanese... Let's discuss the leak that is generating a lot of trouble. An anonymous source said last week that Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, or UFG, had an internal test program. The paper? It was, in fact, a pay test. It demonstrated how Ripple's on-demand liquidity technology allowed company workers to receive a portion of their pay in XRP. Automated audit trails, blockchain-based tax withholdings, and rapid XRP to JPY conversion upon settlement were among the testing. This is the financial infrastructure of the future, and it's already occurring right now. Early testing of using XRP to pay government fees, like as property taxes, was also part of the pilot. Therefore, is XRP recognized as legal cash in Japan? Not yet, in public. However, in late March, Japan secretly amended its legal definitions of digital assets, according to crypto lawyer Fred Rispoli. Additionally, the new text adds XRP to the National Payments Compatibility Registry and removes it from the classification of speculative asset. That's a green light from a legal standpoint. This implies that XRP is applicable to national commerce as well as any other circumstance where digital payment assets are permitted. Payments from the government and public service. Therefore, even though Japan hasn't announced XRP as currency at a press conference, their laws currently treat it as such. And the old system is doomed if a comprehensive announcement is made within the next 2 weeks. Decades will be spent studying the moment we are living in. The world is about to undergo a financial revolution, and the choices made now will have an impact for many years to come. In a daring decision that might set a precedent for the rest of the world, Japan, a G7 country with a long history of innovation, may have just decided to use XRP to revive its economy, rebuild its antiquated banking infrastructure, and restart its faltering currency. The rest of the world is also keeping a close eye on it.